Welcome back to the third and final episode of our limited series called Some of the Worst Design Mistakes I Have Seen, in my practice anyway. I think you guys have been having a good time. I love reading your comments. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Click the notification bell as well and follow me on Instagram. It's Rebecca Robeson. All right, I got all that out of the way, and remember, let's get started on a couple of these, two of them that are very big, important ones. You're really gonna wanna take notes on this. One of them is furniture placement, super important. The next really important one is lighting, which we'll do second, but let's go with furniture placement. You can make such a difference in a room just by placing your furniture correctly. Design sessions, we go through all the principles of furniture layout. If you're not a member, you should consider joining the design sessions. There will be a link in the description box below. But if we just take a look at some of these pictures here, I think you're gonna start getting the idea of what it takes to place your furniture in a conversational arrangement or in a way that just fills the room appropriately. Now, what's wrong with the furniture placement here? Well, there's a few things. That piece of art that she has at the end of the room is really, I like it. I think it's a nice piece. But the piece of furniture below it, the piece of furniture is way too small for that piece of art. It would have looked so much better if she had something wider. So why not take that credenza or buffet and move it over to the wall that the windows are on. But the most important thing, the biggest part was, by moving those pieces of furniture, I was able to arrange the dining table the opposite direction. Instead of going the long ways, you now came and looked at it from the broad side. And this is how that room turned out. The mistake that I saw in this beach house was the way the furniture was laid out. The sectional was not even an L, it was probably the same size both directions, and then it does have a chair across from it. That in and of itself would qualify as a conversational area. But in this case, their big mistake was they never had enough space for people that they entertained, and they had lots of people all the time at their house. So I came in and I created definitely a conversational sofa area with two rounded sofas or angled sofas that face each other with ottomans in the center. Now that gave everyone the ability, they can seat, actually with the dining table, they can seat 18 people in that room now. So by just rethinking your furniture and also noticing that this furniture in the before picture doesn't really take up all the space. There's just like all this open floor space, which they didn't need. What they needed was a place for people to sit down. The mistake in the furniture placement in this particular family room was they had a relatively good sized family and hardly any place for anyone to sit. There's a sofa and a chair. Partial conversation, but not enough. An L shape isn't enough. And yet they could have put a lot more people in that room to entertain. So how did I rearrange the furniture? We actually got new furniture. We got a sectional L-shaped sofa and added two chairs on the side to get this conversational area. Now, what I did in this room was we did get new furniture, but we used a sofa, not where it's facing the dining room and breaking it up. Instead, we moved the sofa to the back wall, two chairs now that you can look through to the beautiful view in the backyard. But the completion of that U was this amazing bench here. That's a bench / tete-a-tete. But what I love about it is the back is cut out of that bench sofa so that you have a clear communication flow between people in the dining room and people in the living room. I have to say, this is a mistake that I haven't seen very many times. I don't know the last time I saw an angled bed, but some of you may have it. And I think the point is, when your furniture is just awkward in a room, a corner bed So weird. And it's right there in the corner with one window on one side, not one on the other. And then look at that, a big old armoire on the left. Now take a look at the room. Hello, that one window on the side doesn't look off. We balanced it with some art, but now we have a queen size bed, 2 nightstands, pendant lights, total symmetry, and the scale of the room makes sense, and the clothes and the television are in the closet where they should be. All right, this one's big. This one's big and it's important. You paying attention? All right, a big mistake I see is people not knowing which wall to put their bed on. Their furniture is in the wrong location. Essentially, when you would walk into this room, you can tell here in the model, the doorway is here, and the moment you walk in, bam, the bed is right in your way. And honestly, that is not a very comfortable first impression to a room. By taking the bed and rotating it and putting it straight ahead, just to the right of the window. Now, I couldn't put it next to the window. I would love to have done that, but there was a closet there. By turning it and putting it straight ahead when you walk into the room, then you see the beauty, and it's so much more peaceful and so much more beautiful. It can be done. Remember to take your headboard and put it on the wall you see when you walk in, not this wall, not this wall. And sometimes you don't even have a choice about the other walls because, like I said, there was a closet. But you get what I'm saying? You want it to be straight ahead of you. It's way more impressive. Take a look at what it looks like now. So let's talk about lighting now. The category of lighting is a large one, and I'm going to try to cover it from different angles, all right? When it comes to lamps, it's okay to match a floor lamp with a table lamp. But if it is in what is trying to be symmetrical, like one on one side and one on the other, that I don't think looks good. So in my opinion, in this bedroom, it was a mistake to have a floor lamp and a table lamp. Look at their different heights. The shades are different sizes. Everything about this room is pretty, needs to be fixed. We redid her bedroom, and boy did we. There's a lot of things in here. There's paint colors, there's symmetry, everything that you can think of could be talked about in this room, but we're only gonna talk about lighting. 2 lamps on either side with matching nightstands and a paper chandelier that hangs over the center of the bed. These things are from IKEA. They're very affordable, but look at what a huge difference it made in this little girl's room. Just take a look at this picture. You tell me, what's wrong with this picture? Oh wait, stop the video, leave me a comment below, and tell me what's wrong with the lighting in this picture, because I hope it's very obvious to you. Are you ready? The chandelier is way the hooey up. It's a 10-foot ceiling. The chandelier is almost, like the lights are almost touching the ceiling. It doesn't drop in over the table and create any kind of romantic or dramatic mood that a room should and can make. By changing, well, we did a lot in the room, but bringing the chandelier down. I like the drama of a chandelier coming down and being part of it. This one doesn't come into the table too much. It actually looks to me like it's maybe 4 feet above the table, but that's because of that window right there and that incredible view. We added that window. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite projects that I've ever done. It was the Denver Loft. How many of you have seen the Denver Loft video? Yeah, it was amazing, but the first impression, this was a mistake. Placing your lighting in the wrong location. So for example, they had a dining room table that sat in the room at the end. Do you see that little thing right there? That is a red shade, another mistake. Why is that a problem? Because when you come in and you look down, that's your first impression of the house. And what do you see? Half of a red chandelier. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do lighting the way it should be done. Lighting should not only light your path, but it should be art. even inexpensive art. It could be IKEA lighting. Now in this case, these were of course more expensive, but look at how we took the lighting down the hallway in the form of pendant lights to a focal point. We're not seeing half of a light fixture, we're seeing all light fixtures to this. That's pretty beautiful, right? Here's the same mistake I told you earlier but this was not in lighting, this was in furniture placement, where the door opens, hits the side table, and right into the bed. That is a problem, but that's furniture placement. What's the problem here? The problem here are the lamps. They're two different lamps, underscaled, they don't match, and they don't do anything for the room. I want you right now I'm not trying to embarrass you, I'm just trying to say, if you want your bedroom to look special, if it's possible to get a pair of matching lamps, that would be ideal. You could have another lamp over on a dresser that doesn't match, but the ones on either side of the bed, there's just something about a pair that just feels right. So, you know the wall that had the bed on it? Right now, it's been covered floor to ceiling, wall to wall with mirrors, and there are a pair of pendant lights that drop on either side of the nightstands. Why pendant lights? Because the nightstands are not very big. And that's a huge mistake. People they don't have room. You saw the before picture, there's hardly any room, those little tiny nightstands. A mistake is then to try to put a lamp on it. Instead, hang a pendant lamp or a pendant light on either side of the bed. You've freed up your nightstands and you've brought symmetry and peace to your sleeping area. Let's get away and take a drive. I'm down to one of my last lighting mistakes that I want to share with you, and this one is interesting. This is a kitchen where, in my opinion, the mistake was they chose to put their pendant lights over their island rather than over their dining room table. The reason I say that is a mistake is because having nothing over a dining room table just look how vast and bare that room looks. And then you've got these two little like miniature onions that are supposed to be light fixtures over the island. I know that most people, at least in the early 2015, 2010 to 2020, they were all put in, and I was too, in clients' homes, putting pendant lights over islands. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it's not next to a dining room table or a kitchen table. I think you do one or the other. I don't think you do both. Now we've removed those onions, but this light fixture over this table is not only beautiful, it's sculptural, it's a piece of art, but look how it's filled out that ceiling. Scale is everything. Right now, this is fitting in and feeling right. And here's the very last thing I'm gonna say about lighting that I think is a big mistake. And it's one that actually a lot of my clients make even after I'm done with their homes. You know what that is? They don't turn their lights on. This is a beautiful living room, isn't it? Yeah, and it's probably been enhanced and brightened because that's what photographers do. But I can tell you, the lighting you put in your house, once you get it in there, guys, turn it on. It makes all the difference in the world. The next mistake that I want to cover is the one I call the roller coaster effect. It's something that I've seen many times. You probably have too. You should maybe want to look around your house and see if you got any of this going on. What it is when you have a piece of furniture that's really high, and then the wall goes on, and then you got your art pieces down here, and then you've got something about here, and then you've got and basically you've got all this activity at these different heights in your room. Do you want everything to be the same height? No, it doesn't need to be the same height, but balancing it out so it's not like this, because visually that's the effect it'll give you. I'm going to show you first a before picture. It's a couple of things. Look at how the staircase on the left has a drywall opening above it. and then the ceiling drops, and then there's a piece of art on top of that, and then all of that to say, but the thing that really stuck out to me here is the artwork. It's the family photo gallery that's on the hallway wall. That right there is the roller coaster effect. This was actually for a contractor friend of mine, and I did a SketchUp drawing for him of what I thought he should do with his house. Did he ever do it? I don't know. But this is where I took him, and basically that same wall here is on the left. And I said, you know, you're a surfer, you're really into that, maybe you should just do a triptych, 3 pieces, or all the same size of a much larger horizontal thing. It'll make it feel much more peaceful in your home. And that family photo gallery wall can go upstairs in the hallway. How about this? Architectural roller coaster effect. I was with my girlfriend and I did this for her as a favor. She had $500 to spend. And she said, can you help me? I just want to make my condo look better. And I went over to her house. I was like, look at that. What's up with those windows in the living room? They're like in the middle of the wall. Why? Because it's a 2-story, 16-foot ceiling, what you're looking up there, and that's the kitchen. Then there's an opening and it drops down for lower drywall. I mean, things were going everywhere, all different heights. It was really nauseating. What did I do for $500? I balanced a beautiful, fresh palm tree. Do you see how the palm tree sort of spans between the taller window and the lower windows? Now that sort of camouflages that terrible discrepancy in the architecture. Then I used, instead of doing window treatments, because that would have been her whole $500 budget, we went to Aaron Brothers and we bought frames. We put those across the top of the window. What does that do? That raises that to the height of the railing where the kitchen part was, up in the dining room. Then I just moved her furniture out a bit, got a piece of furniture to go underneath where the railing is, and then look, we put her television on that wall. Again, sort of balancing out all of this drywall, openings, crazy stuff going on. Yay! Look what you can do literally in a weekend. Oh my God. This is a room that has double height windows. It's a 20-foot tall room. You see the fireplace, and then there's like this weird drywall pop-out thing. And then there's another arched built-in thing there for the television, and then but then above there you see the staircase. I mean, talk about a builder's mistake. I could make a builder's mistake video. That's what I should do. But here's what I did here. Take those 2 built-ins, you blend that all together, panel it, stain it. Now you've taken away that roller coaster, uppy, downy, bumpy ride experience. This one is the simplest of all. And it's the one that I always feel like, why do we even need to say that? But I swear, I think I need to say it because it's an issue. You have too much stuff. Let's talk about Joey's room. Oh, Joey, sweetest kid ever, honestly. But look at his room. There's a desk in there and it is covered with stuff. He had, I think, 5 guitars. Then to the right, he had a closet. And by the way, one of the closet doors was cracked. It had been cracked for about 4 years. Why no one ever got it fixed, I don't know. But I walked into a cracked door on his mirrored wardrobe and I'm like, okay, so you guys wanna buy a new closet door? We took those closet doors off, pulled all the closet stuff out, put it in the room in Pax wardrobe system from IKEA. That's where I spent the money. Do you know that that wardrobe system was about the same as it would have been to buy a new closet door? No brainer. Then we took all the desk stuff. Now that the closet doors were gone, we painted the inside, and on the right-hand side, we put a brand new desk office experience right there, where it was. We just did a switcheroo. In his case, he still has a lot of things, but now they are organized and well put together. So back to the point of too much stuff. Ladies, your accessories are a bit excessive. So this client, when I walked in there, I was like, wow, okay? She was a sweetheart, total sweetheart. She says, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll put it all in boxes, I'll do whatever. I said, you know, the things that really matter, pull the things out that really matter to you, because I don't want to make this my house. It's not, it's your house. But look at that curio cabinet. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And it is a vaulted ceiling. So it just, this was working with this. It was too much. Too much. Big mistake. I did the best I could on the budget we had, and this is how that wall turned out. Much cleaner. Yep, we kept that big old tube television. I bet today they've got a new one, I'm sure. This is a pretty old project, but you can see her artwork on the left-hand side, and there still are a number of accessories on the cabinets there, but it is a much cleaner, much more easily entreated room now. And I'm gonna finish this whole series, this limited series, with this very last example of too much stuff. Now, I will say, it's not that this client has too much stuff. She just wanted too many things in one room. Huge mistake. This room was attached to the master bedroom, and it had a large arched opening, which you could see it from your master bedroom. So what she needed was this to be an exercise room and her own personal office. We took all that stuff out, found ways to get rid of things she didn't need, and now look, the flooring just goes from the bedroom right on out into that space. Beautiful beams in the ceiling, that's called a big ass fan, by the way. That's really the name. I am not swearing, I am reading a label on a box, it's called big ass fan. Really cool fan. On the left there, almost kind of in the middle of the picture, do you see what that is? That is a new built-in closet. There used to be, big mistake, waste of a niche. There was a niche there, so we got rid of that. We built this, cupboard doors, drawers, and now all the stuff that she really needs is nicely and neatly tucked away, and you don't see it from the bedroom side. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope it was really helpful. I hope you were able to write down some things that maybe you've noticed, not only in your own home, but maybe in someone else's home, and get the ideas, the principles, and the tips of how you would go about changing it, whether it's on a budget or you're at a place in life where you've got some money to spend. All things can be fixed, just know that. I love seeing you guys here. I look forward to seeing you the next time we come back. Let us know if you like this limited series idea, and maybe we'll do some more of it. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.